Well, without any further ado, let's go into game one of our second semifinal between ZeeRax from Bulgaria and Strelok from Ukraine on Team Mouse Sports. Hit it, Team Liquid.
Welcome to TeamSpeak, advanced voice communication software for any platform. TeamSpeak allows groups of people to communicate and share information with anyone, via the internet or through private networks. Using your Windows, Mac or Linux-based computer, all you need is a headset with microphone, and in minutes you can be chatting with others in real time, using our crystal clear voice technology.
Oh, welcome back, everyone. We currently are in semifinal number 2 of TL Open number 13, aka Team mouz.Strelok Qualifier number 6. We got mouz.Strelok spawning in the north position as the blue Terran. And then also in the blue, but a little bit lighter, we have ZeeRax from Bulgaria, talking quite a bit about ZeeRax because he is the unknown at this point, but we definitely have to give a bunch of credit to the Ukrainian Terran player Strelok. He is an extremely solid Terran player, not known for having a lot of crazy creativity or anything too gimmicky. His greatest strength is the fact that he is amazing with mobile, fast armies. He is the one player who, when he gets a big Marine Marauder force, he will have drop timings, push timings, retreat timings so well thought out that it is extremely difficult to be able to just deal with how unbelievably forceful he is. I mean, in the semifinal game against Phoenix, in the last game on Zelnaga Cavern, Strelok, in my eyes, had the game lost at several points, but just kept forcing his way in through the drop timing, through how aggressive he is able to be with those Marines and Marauders. And given the fact that these are close positions, I'm a little worried for Strelok because he will not be able to take advantage of how good he is with those movements. Now, I just want to point out right now that ZeeRax is running at 35 APM. Strelok is at 159, doing a little bit of spamming, but ZeeRax is playing very slowly. We're seeing some spikes up high, but still averaging 40. I'm not even going to open production wheat. I'm just going to be staring at that number.
That's, yeah, well, APM doesn't translate into skills, so I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, that's surprisingly low, but you know what? Again, I'm going to say it. I'm not surprised it's a Protoss. I just feel like these guys are really sort of getting intimate with their race, and we're seeing all sorts of cool new things. As you mentioned, who needs gateways, really? So scouting SCV for Strelok is out, and we haven't seen any scouting. I had to go get some water here, folks. I'm a little behind, so no scouting here by ZeeRax yet. You'd mentioned, sort of his heavy no gateway play, and I didn't get a chance to ask Day, what matchup was that up against?
That was a Protoss versus Zerg matchup against Cats, where we had 3 and eventually 4 or 5 Stargates, and that was extremely unusual to see.
Gotcha. All right. Well, is he going to go that way this time, Day?
Only time will tell, Wheat. Only time will tell.
Well, the Robo is down. So the Robo facility is down. Zealot out here. And concussive shells going down for Strelok. Of course, can always be a really phenomenal choice against Protoss. And then the command center going down as well. So Strelok going to pump out a few units, and he's going to go ahead and just tech a little bit while he gets that command center down. Meanwhile, SCV will be chased out. That SCV totally saw that robotics facility. He's going to have a sentry coming out as well. And we'll see what he plans to do with this guy right here.
We do see, with that Robo up, just getting the very, very, very fast Observer. Absolutely nothing wrong with that in the slightest. The Observer, or Rush, I guess you'd say, is, the easiest way to just get a reasonable sense of what's going on in these positions while still giving you the chance to get those essential Immortals. to deal with any sort of crazy pressure. Yep, there's the Immortal coming out right now, and it looks like ZeeRax doing some sort of Zealot Immortal Sentry mix, and it looks like here's the push coming up from Strelok, and there's the force field. Very, very calmly well-placed force field using all of his 60 APM to plant it.
Yeah, a little sentry dance too on success of that one. Was a little bit worried at his lack of units, but he did have good timing there on the sentry. Observer is going to hit the front of this base, puts down a supply depot to block things off. Is going to see the 2 racks with the tech lab and the reactor, of course, Stib, the obvious choice for what is being researched right there, and gets a good idea on exactly everything that's going down along with that command center and the factory. We'll be very curious to see how ZeeRax will now respond, having seen exactly that. He's got a single Immortal out as well with nothing else coming out of the robotics facility there as Warp Gate is opening up, and or as Warp Gate says he has 2. Literally, who needs gateways?
Yeah, we're not seeing too much get done from ZeeRax right now. Still just sentries and Immortals getting produced. Very, very good against infantry in small numbers. We see the second command center out for Strelok. Starport also going down for Strelok, getting the reactor on that factory. Looks like he wants to begin producing those medevacs as quickly as he can. Medevacs, an interesting phrase to say, medevacs counter force fields quite well. You can just easily hop up into those medevacs and retreat back behind them. And hey, look, here are 2 more gateways popping out for ZeeRax.
Yep, he is going to go ahead and drop those in the back, and maybe if he knew his opponent was privy to his style of play, this will work out for him quite well, as he saw the robotics facility, knows that there's an observer kind of sneaking around inside the base, and the rack's now hitting about 60% complete. Excuse me, the Nexus hitting about 60% complete, but we do have the orbital down and starting to mine already here for Strelok. He's got a really, really heavy ground army here. He does scan to take out the observer, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him poke in here a little bit on the Protoss.
Yep, looks like he's gearing up to do a little bit of attack in action. Ooh, also getting some Hellions. Wow, was I wrong? Absolutely no double medevac production coming out. The double Hellion. Wow, that is quite a surprise to me. We see ZeeRax pulling back his whole army to try to kill off this SCV. Oh, does not want to let that SCV see it. The SCV literally has spotted 100% of things going on in this base, but ZeeRax seems to have a good sense of how he wants to transition. There's the tons of Immortals coming out right now. He's chrono boosting a little bit at the front, but look at this. Zealot, Sentry, Immortal.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting combination. And hold on, don't split those units up quite yet, because here they come, and we do have Strelok moving in. A couple force fields are going to go down, do some basic splitting here. Zealots do move forward. Immortals in the back are doing a good job taking out those Hellions, and they will all go down along with the Marauders. It really crushed that army, that Terran army. My God.
Zealot, Sentry, Immortal, Strelok, trying to do everything that Terran would be expected to do. Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, even throwing in some Hellions to abuse those light units. But ZeeRax just has so much stuff that it is way hard for the Terran player to be able to deal with this.
Yeah, this is going to be next to impossible. He's going to move in right now on the natural of Strelok. And Strelok is just, I don't know what he can do with the Immortals and the backline, and they are protecting these sentries. There's a lot of DPS being thrown out here. Strelok says, GG, wow.
Wow, that was solid play from ZeeRax. The Immortal Sentry mix last used by Kiwikaki in the New York Comic-Con IEM event that was in October. Have not really seen a lot of the Immortal Sentry mix going on much lately. Everyone obsessing with the Colossus, but my goodness, ZeeRax showed how defensively extraordinary the Sentries can be with the Immortals there to just zone everything properly. And then Zealots, of course, because they're the coolest units in the game. Why not build some of those?
You know, Dave, there was a couple like really interesting things that happened there, because if you take away all the good things that happened, you're like, wow, we saw this really awesome unit composition here. You know, it was a perfect timing. He had X amount of Immortals out. It was off of a failed push. He knew he would be able to just go in and win. And then there was also those moments that were like the facepalm moment where the SCV somehow sneaks in while you have this army of sentries and a bunch of but there's a few things like that. So I don't know if that's the nerves of a player or just a simple mistakes. I mean, let's be real, everyone makes them, we all make them, but it's just sort of that great contrast here. When you have a player that maybe you don't necessarily recognize their game, sometimes you tend to just go, well, they've got to prove it to me first. And I think ZeeRax just kind of like proved both sides here. He's got a little bit of, hey, I'm a new guy on the block, but check this shit out.